Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folani. Okay, today let's take a look at that topic. You've already heard about it from, from our morning belt of current affairs. But let's look at it this time with Senator Yemi Adaramodu. Senator Yemi Adaramodu is a senator representing Ekiti South Senatorial District. He's the chair of the Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs. And I'm talking about that subject matter of the federal legislators allegedly having pocketed about, not about, specifically 100 million naira each, and this was all in the face of, the pressure on the poor and needy in the society vis-a-vis palliatives. The allegation had been made by the National Assistant General Secretary of NLC, Mr. Comrade Onyeka. Of course, this has been denied already by the spokesman in the House of Representatives, and we have the Senate spokesman now, Senator Yemi Adaramodu. So, by way of, let me say good morning to you, having put all of that out there, and I wanted to ask you, how surprised were you in the light of the denial that has already been made?
Good morning, my dear brother. And even until this morning that I was just hearing of this, reading about it. In fact, it's so shocking, very egregious, so astounding, so astonishing that anybody, especially as high as that level in Nigerian NLC, can just bandy about that allegation. Is very unfortunate, quite unfortunate. Because the way some people just behave as look, it's very unfortunate that each legislator will be sharing 100 billion naira. Where does that come from? Where will that one come from? Who will give that? And what for? And how? Where? When? What? Because it's very difficult for me to even believe, to even fathom. Because I believe that in fact, for me, it's very unsettling. Because if NLC could just go ahead and even issue a statement for that matter, because when I was even hearing the same price yesterday night, I did not even believe it because I thought nobody can just fathom that, nobody can just say it, nobody can just put that one, even paper and pen, or even say it out, that a legislator is taking a 100 million naira each. For what? On what? What for? How? Where? When? Where was the appropriation done? Where is it in the Nigerian budget? How and where will the money come from? From whose pocket will the money come from? This is a blatant lie. And I always say it for Nigerians. We Nigerians, we are going to decide whether we want to have a nation or not. We cannot build a nation on falsehood. We cannot build a nation on just this kind of fake news. Fake news at very high quarters. It's very unfortunate. It's very bad. Because we are behaving even to the National Assembly as if we don't want a parliament. And I have always been saying it, stating it severally, that the parliament is the soul of any democracy. There is no nation in the world, anywhere, that they run democracy without the parliament. Some people are behaving as if they don't want parliament. How? The National Assembly members, just a few months ago, we were inaugurated, just about 2.5 months ago. We were inaugurated. Immediately after inauguration, they started bandying around the 70 billion naira supplementary budget thing. I even came out. I said, look, even if it is in budget, the 70 billion naira is for infrastructure of the National Assembly. Anybody that has visited the National Assembly, and I'm very sure that NLC operatives have the opportunity of visiting the National Assembly, it's an edifice. It's a big structure. And for the past almost 30 years that National Assembly has been built, there had never been a deliberate attempt even to buy or to put infrastructure into the National Assembly. The shares that were there almost 20 years are still the same shares. The tables that were there almost 20 years are still the same tables. Then when you don't change them, even in our own private houses, how many years do we use a table before we change it? To talk less of different legislators coming every 4 years to the National Assembly to use the same table, to use the same television set, to use the same air conditioners. And I said for the update time that for legislators of today, that we had to buy our fridges, buy our television, even do subscription, DSTV subscriptions in our offices. We paid the offices by ourselves. We bought tables for ourselves. We bought chairs for ourselves. And then by the time, after 4 years, when legislators are now going away with what they bought with their own money, people will just come out and say that they are looting the National Assembly. Not knowing that these things were even bought by the National Assembly members by themselves. But if this year, they now want to put these tables there, this infrastructure there. I even said that the tables, the infrastructure, and all those things are not mainly only for the legislators. We have bureaucracy in the National Assembly. We have directors, we have assistant directors. We have people equivalent to permanent secretaries. We have clerks. We have committees. We have workers. We several thousands of workers, and the menial jobbers in the National Assembly that work to keep the National Assembly together. That is not only the legislators. That all those infrastructure will go to all those offices, all go to all those sectors. And moreover, when the National Assembly, the legislators, when they do appropriation, are they going to be the one who will spend the money? No, it's not so. It's the executive. It is the bureaucracy that we allocate and spend and do procurement. It is not the National Assembly members. We have already settled that one. And this one is coming from the blues, that 100 million naira. What for? Where is it coming from?
Okay, Senator, maybe that's where that's where they got it mixed up, because indeed it has been reported
that kind of guess.
Okay, Senator, 70 billion was reported to have been received by the National Assembly in the supplementary budget, as you have just mentioned, but nothing in particular about its disbursement prior to what you've just spoken about this morning. Was given, and maybe, in fact, as the House of Reps spokesman had said, that it was mischievous. That he, just like you, he expressed his outrage and shock. In fact, went ahead and demanded an apology. But in the absence of a sort of a proper, shall we say, sharing of information as to how it was disbursed, that 70 billion. To dispel all of these kind of speculations as put out allegedly by the National Assistant Secretary of the NLC. There hasn't been any explanation, apart from our speaking this morning and you're sort of explaining it.
I personally, thank you, my brother, I personally, and even many legislators, senators especially, they had been in the media space to even explain that supplementary budget. And we thought that had already explained everything. And if there's anything, any misgiving, anything that anybody is doubting about it, that I made myself available that, yes, I'm the spokesperson. You can even come to my office and ask further questions if you are not yet very clear about the explanations put forward by the National Assembly. We have done that one severally. Almost 1 month, we were doing that one, we were doing all those things. But because some people are fixated, because some people just wanted the democracy to be truncated, some people just do by enemies. And because of this, they keep on hammering on the same thing, even after defenses. The only thing there is this: the 70 billion naira, even one Kobo out of the 70 billion naira, it has not even been released to the bureaucracy to even do any purchase for even the furnitures, the infrastructure, and everything. None. No Kobo has even been released to them. So, and they know. And moreover, NLC, NLC, they have.
Senator, I beg your pardon. Maybe it's the phraseology of this money, this 70 billion, reportedly made available to the
National Assembly. Many of them belong to the NLC. They can even ask questions from them. They are the ones who deal with fires. They are the ones who deal with vouchers. They can even ask questions from them. Whether anything has been done.
Senator, I don't believe you heard me. Maybe the mistake came from the sort of narration that this 70 billion was made available to improve, that is quoting directly now, improve the working conditions of its new members.
Working condition. when you say a new member, the 9th Assembly has already gone. Even if you are repeating National Assembly 10 times, when you come into the 10th Assembly, you are a new member. So 10th Assembly has just started about 3 months ago. So the 10th Assembly, every 109 member of the Senate, every 360 member of the House of Representatives are new, because we are moving to new offices. The office that I used when I was in the 9th Assembly as a House of Representative member is not the same office that I'm using now. Even whoever had been in the Senate before, it's not the same office. So you have to move to another office. And when you are moving to another office, there must be infrastructure. And even at the 9th Assembly, I can use my own as an example. I bought the television sets there. I bought the fridges there. I rocked the place. I painted the thing. I subscribed to DSTV myself. So if I'm leaving, after when I have all the receipt and I showed it at the gate and I showed it to the sergeant at arms, showed it to the management, am I not free to go away with with what I bought with my money? Now, if that has happened, then where do you want any other person that is moving to that office to get infrastructure to use? Now, in my new office as room 323 in the Senate, I had to buy tables by myself, even including window blinds. I did that for myself, even including air conditioners. I had to do that for myself. So after doing that one, do you want that culture to continue? Is it not government structure? Is it not government infrastructure? Will anybody take it away in any federal ministry or state ministry or even in the local government? In the local government, is it the chairman of a local government that buys the share that he uses in the local government? If councillors in the local government, in the state, is it the governor or the commissioners that will go and paint? Is it the commissioner that will go and paint his office? In the National Assembly, we don't even have official vehicles.
This is information not generally known. In fact, a lot of it even surprises me here that because people had the impression that National Assembly, it's a public office and all facilities, including accommodation, and all of this had been provided for the National Assembly, furnishing even in your personal residences. This is the impression people have until one is hearing from you now that if people really knew, you guys actually expend your own money to do all of these things. That I'm wagering was not generally known.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah.
Thank you. When I was outside, when I have not contested to come to the National Assembly, I was thinking the way you are even talking about. You are even talking. I was thinking like that. I didn't know. When I came inside, I found out that all those are just falsehood, fast, chameleon faces, imaginative, imaginary, tantalizing mirages. I just found out that all those were, number one, no official driver for a National Assembly member, no legislator. Either you are a senator or you are a House of Representatives member. You don't have an official car. You don't have an official driver. You don't have an official security. They don't give you accommodation. You seek accommodation for yourself. In the National Assembly, even as a senator, my housing allowance per month will just come to about 135,000 naira. Now, that is a month. And then when you compute that one for a year, that's about 1.6 million naira. In Abuja, what is the quality of house that you get with 1.6 million naira? Only a room and at the outskirts.